Hello, YouTube. Ooh, YouTube has a YouTube Live. Wait, I didn't believe it. Hold up. I have to make an announcement. I have to tell everybody that I'm on YouTube Live right now. Hey, everybody, I'm on YouTube Live. Go on YouTube Live. I'm on YouTube Live. Okay, hold on. I have to post it on Facebook now, too. Hold on. YouTube.com/C/ Okay. So basically what I wanted to talk about on this first live is I just wanted to introduce myself. And I just posted the wrong thing. Hold up. Can you guys leave comments and I can read them or no? I can't read comments? Oh, wait. Donald Swag says, what's up? Hold and potentially inappropriate messages for review. Not now. Okay, this is cool. This is like Facebook Live. Oh my gosh. Goodbye, Facebook, for good. Okay, I feel like I need better lighting though. Can you guys see me good? Let me turn this lamp on. Is that lighting better? Or pretty much didn't do anything? Nope, didn't do anything? I feel like over at my makeup mirror, it's better lighting, but maybe it's the chandelier's fault. That's my favorite chandelier, you guys. Yo, this is so cool. I'm using my webcam on my computer to be on YouTube Live right now. This is insane. Okay, so basically I want to introduce myself. I am Jasmine Black. That's not my real name. Jasmine is actually my dancer name, and that's where it all started. But it just sounds a lot cooler. I like my name Jasmine better than my real name. It just sounds cooler. My real name is Tia, and Tia just isn't as cool as Jasmine. So I just wanted to introduce myself to you guys and give you a background, some background stories of me, where I grew up at, how I came up, all the different jobs I've had. I've worked a lot of jobs. I had my first job when I was 16 years old. Okay, so my first school I went to, okay, so I am actually from Trenton, New Jersey, okay? I lived in North Trenton, right on the border of Lawrenceville, by the Brunswick Circle. So everyone that's from Mercer County knows where that's from. So I didn't grow up in the hood. Actually, everyone that lived in my neighborhood was Polish. They were from Europe. They didn't even speak English. Me and my family were the only Black people on the block. So that's where I grew up at. And I went to Faith Christian Academy for about 7 years, from preschool to 7th grade, preschool to 6th grade. That was I always went to private school my whole life. And that school, I actually got, I left going to that school because I was always in trouble. I was always a class clown. I'm just a clown ass female. Like, I was always cracking jokes. I was always in trouble because I was just always pretty much, cracking jokes. So I didn't get kicked out. My mom took me out of that school because I was always getting in trouble for like silly things. And like, she felt as though like the school was picking on me almost. I feel I'm going to have to buy a camera because I feel like this computer is almost $2,000 and I don't understand the quality. Like, why do I look fuzzy? I look fuzzy, don't I, you guys? Brianna Stewart, do I look fuzzy? Anyway, so I left that school and I went to a school called Merriam Morris. That was another private school. I went there for like 2 months. It was a very it was a school just to get me by. Like it was another private school, but it was like, it's not really a school. Anyway, after that, I went to Pope John Paul II. That's a middle school. That's a Catholic school in Willingboro. And that school, it is a Catholic school, but it was all Black kids. I've never been to a private school that had so many ethnicities before. Most private schools are they're not ethnically diverse. They're not. And Pope John Paul, I had a lot of issues at that school. Like, I was not a clown there. I actually just had a lot of issues with the kids that went there. And honestly, they were all haters. Like, I was such a nice kid. I was new. I'm not even from Willingboro. Like, my mom taught in Willingboro. My mom taught almost in every bad district in New Jersey. Like, she just likes the challenge of teaching at very dangerous schools. She's taught in Asbury Park. She's taught in Willingboro. She's taught in Camden. She's taught in Trenton. She's taught in a lot of dangerous places. She just likes the danger. She likes the adrenaline. But anyway, can you guys hear me? Because there's a little microphone here. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, I went to Pope John Paul. I was there for like 5 months or something. And after 5 months, I just realized, I was like, you know what? This school is for the birds. Like, I was tired of like constant harassment and stuff. And that it was a small school. Like, Pope John Paul II, it was a small school, but it's like everyone seemed to have a problem with the new girl. Like, I was new. I didn't know anybody. Like, and it was like, I was getting good grades. Like, it was a school where it's like, you need to do your work and mind your business type of school. Like, it's not a popularity thing. Like, I lived 30 minutes away from the school. Like, everyone lived in Willingboro. So I left that school and I went to another school called Columbus. Now, this is public school. I just seen your video of you twerking after surgery. Your viewers can never say you love them because you almost popped a stitch for them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was always a clown. Like, I was just always a clown. Like, the doctor clearly told my ass, you need to stay in bed. After surgery, stay in bed. And what did I do? I had to do it for the gram. Like, I had to do it for the gram. Like, I was just always a nut. Like, that was just me. And that's why I was always in trouble every school I went to, because I was just a nut. Like, a big ass nut. Anyway, so I went to Columbus, and that was a public school. I went there for like 3 months, and then it was time for high school, where I went to Notre Dame, the best high school in the world, Notre Dame High School. And that's where I lived out all of my memories, all my great high school experiences, till I got kicked out. I was on disciplinary probation for dumb stuff. Skirt being too short, shirt not being tucked in, wrong color socks, bedazzling my blazer. I was always in trouble. Everywhere I went, I was always in trouble. And I'm just like, let me live. Let me live. Like, my skirt was too short. I'm like, we go to Catholic school. Everyone's skirt is too short. It's Catholic school. So anyway, I got kicked out of Notre Dame. And then I went to Trenton High West Campus. So I did go to a public high school. And I was there for 3 months. And then I went to Nottingham High School. And I was there for 3 months. And then I was like, you know what? High school is for the birds. I dropped out of high school. I got my GED. The day I dropped out of high school, it was the very next day I registered for my GED classes. I was always an ambitious, motivated, go-getter person. Like, I literally registered for my GED classes the very next day. Did your surgery hurt after? I'm going to get, after this live, I'm going to do the surgery live. I just wanted to do a little introduction to myself. So you guys all know. What was I saying? You made me lose my train of thought there. Yeah, because Lady Loyalty, like, when I get on the topic of my surgery, like, that's a whole nother different 30 minutes. And then I got to show you guys, like, you know, and stuff. Like, it veers off topic so much. I have to tell y'all the backstory of how I got to there. Because I didn't wake up at the age of 16 and say, oh, I want to get surgery done on my body. So I'm getting there. Hold up. Okay, so I was like, high school's for the birds. And my mom wanted to send me back because at Notre Dame, if you get kicked out, you can come back senior year, right? So I was supposed to go back senior year. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't make sense. Notre Dame High School costs like $1,000 a month to go there. And I'm like, so I got my GED. I actually scored very well on the GED testing. And then after I got my GED, I started college early. I started going to college when I was 17 years old. I was literally in class. I was taking classes that kids that were 21 years old were taking. I felt like the shit. I'm 17 years old sitting next to a 20-year-old in college. I felt like the shit. Oh, wait, I forgot my first job. So when I was still at Notre Dame, I actually got my first job working at the mall. There was this little stand called Interface. It was basically a marketing and talent company. So basically we stopped people and we asked them if they wanted to model or be in like commercial work. They were paying me $12 an hour plus commission. At 16, I was like, okay. So that was the other reason why I didn't care to drop out of high school, because I was just like, I'm getting money. Like, I was getting money. I was like, I didn't care. So I thought $12 an hour was money. I mean, at 16, it was money. Anyway, so then, yeah, when I dropped out of high school, I went into college, and then I met this girl named Alexandra. She was my best friend. And she introduced me to a whole new world. Like, there was a whole nother world I didn't know of. We was getting into every poppin' club in Atlantic City, New York, Philadelphia. And I'm like, now I'm 18, 17, 18. And I'm just like, whoa, like, there was a whole nother world. And I'm like, all right, okay. I was like, there's a whole nother world. And things were a lot of fun, going to all these clubs and stuff, meeting all these different people. And that's when I realized there's more to life than just sitting in fucking Trenton. I got to get the fuck out of Trenton. There's nothing going on in Trenton. So I actually got another job. Oh, so that job, that Interface job, I actually got promoted. So now I'm 19. I got promoted. They were paying me $40K salary plus commission at 19 years old. People have their bachelor's degree working on getting $40K salary a year. $40K salary is like a $1,500 paycheck every 2 weeks. And I was 19 making that with no degree. No degree. It was just pure off of salesman skills. I've always been a saleswoman. I've always been a talker. So I was working there. And then after that job, I actually got a job at a marketing and advertising company. I had my own office. I had my own desk. You know, my door said my name on it. They called me the sales princess in the office. And I was making good money there too. I was getting salary plus commission. And so I always had good credit. I always had jobs. Like, I always had good credit, always had jobs. And then one day my girlfriend hit me up and she was like, hey, Tia, let's go get our boobs done. I was like, what? She was like, let's go get some surgery done. And I'm like, okay. Because at that point I had traveled and went to Israel. Because I had friends that worked at the mall at the little Flatiron stand, and I worked for them too. I actually had 2 jobs when I was 17, and they're all from Israel. So I went to Israel, and she convinced me to go and get surgery because I'm like, you know what? I want to take popping pictures around the world with a popping body. That was my mindset. I'm just like, you know what? All right, cool. I had good credit. I have a credit card from TD Bank with $8,000 on it. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to take this credit card. We're going to fly and we're going to go and get this surgery. Now, my next video I'm going to make, I'm going to tell you exactly where I went to get the surgery. I have the receipts. I'm going to tell you the doctor because I did surgery twice. I did my whole body 2 times because the first time wasn't enough. And I'm going to do it again. I'm probably going to do it 3 more times just because I like to be dramatic. I'm just extra AF. Because there's always room for improvement for yourself, right? There's always room for improvement. So after I came back and had our bodies done, oh, I was full of myself. I mean, I had a big head before because I was young and making money. Like, I've always had a car. My first car was when I was 16. Like, and all of my cars I paid for myself because I worked so hard. Like, I was literally working 6 days a week. 6 days a week. And I paid for, like, they were all, like, used cars, like $7,000, $6,000 cars. But I paid for them myself. Like, I was 17 years old being able to save up $7,000 to buy a car. And I've had 6 cars. 6 cars. My first car was a Geo Tracker. And I got it painted hot pink. Like, my nails hot pink. My first car was a Geo Tracker. My second car was a green Volkswagen Beetle. My third car was a Jeep Liberty. My fourth car was a blue convertible Volkswagen Beetle. My fifth car was a Dodge Challenger, and now I have a Kia. I paid for all 5 of those cars by myself, and I'm 23. And all of those cars cost me, on average, like $4,800 each, $5,000 each. One of the cars cost me $8,000. The other one cost me $6,000, one cost me $5,000, one cost me $4,000. I paid for all of them myself. I worked really, really hard. Like, nothing, and this was all before I was a dancer. I paid for all of that before I was a dancer. My dancing money did not pay for my body. It didn't. I used a credit card because I had good credit because I was a hard worker. Like, when I worked at those little Flatiron stands, they were paying us commission. And I was making at like 17, I was making like $1,000 a week in commission at 17 years old. $1,000 a week is a lot of money for a 17-year-old. And I didn't have anything to spend it on. I just saved it. I was always a great saver. Like, that's all I knew how to do was save my money. Because I went to private school my whole life. I didn't know what to spend it on. What am I going to buy? Sneakers that I can't wear to school? We had a uniform. We had to wear a shirt that said Notre Dame High School that we got from Flint O'Hara. Like, everything we wore, it was a uniform. Like, at public schools, they have dress codes. There's a difference between a dress code and a uniform. A dress code, oh, you guys just have to wear white-collared T-shirts. That's a public school. Private school, did you ever want kids? I mean, yeah, eventually, but there's no time for that now. Like, I have way too much going on. But, yeah, so I never knew what to spend my money on. I didn't have anything to spend my money on. So after I got my first surgery, I started dance. Actually, I was a dancer. I'm sorry. I did dance a little bit. I danced for like 2 months before I had my surgery because I met this girl in New York City, my old best friend. Her name was Asha. And me and her were great friends. I loved that girl so much. And she was dancing in New York City, and then I danced with her as well. I danced for like 2 months, and I was just like, oh, this is fun. This is cool, but I got to get back to my life in Jersey. Like, I'm not about to drive up to New York City every weekend. Like, this is for the birds. I was like, I have a real job. Like, this is fun and all, but, you know, you can't do this for the rest of your life. So I got my body done, and after I got my body done the first time, I was like, bitch, I'm popping. I was popping. So then I started dancing, and I literally made the money back. So I spent, what, $7,000, $8,000 the first time? I made the money back in like a week and a half. And I'm just like, then I got addicted to the money. So I danced for an entire year straight. I traveled the world. I danced for a year. I stacked my bread. And this was when I was 21. I'm 23 now. So this is when I was 21 now. I danced for a year, stacked my bread, traveled the world. And then I was like, you know what? I think I want to do the surgery again. So I did the surgery again. I made double the money now because it's just like, it's a confidence booster. Like, that's really what it is. Like, it's really a confident booster. And then, so then after that, I was working. I was making a lot of money. It says, talk about some tough times you went through to show some people it's going to be some bumps on the road to success. Let me try and think. Okay. When I was 17 and I had bought my second car, it was a green Volkswagen Beetle. I was working so hard. Like, I literally was working 6 days a week. And then I had a boyfriend, and he was from Passaic, New Jersey. That's literally like 2 hours away. So we would work all day, 10 to 9, to then drive to Passaic to then come back to work. And one day I was just so tired. Like, I crashed my car on the road. Like, I could have died. Like, my car was totaled. And I just bought that car, and I just paid for $2,000 worth of repairs on it. So it's like, now I had to start all over. Like, I was 17 years old, and I had just bought that car. I literally had no money left to my name. Like, I saved up all my money, and I bought the car, and then I got into a car accident. But what I learned from that is it could always be worse. I didn't come out of that car accident with one scratch. And if I show you guys the picture of what my car looked like, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was just the front was totaled. The front of my car was completely totaled. But it's just like, you know what? God could have taken my life that day at 17 years old. Like, I was just partying and working way too hard. Way too hard. I was partying and working. So that was one of the obstacles I faced. I faced, you know, it's just, I have very tough skin. I have very, very tough skin. I don't let a lot of things bother me. So it's just like, I faced other obstacles, but I didn't find them hard. Like when I got kicked out of Notre Dame High School and I had to go to Trenton High, at Notre Dame High School, you take driver's ed sophomore year. And at public school, you don't take driver's ed until junior year. So I went to Trenton High sophomore year, and then the year was up. And then I went to Nottingham. And at Nottingham, I had already missed the cutoff date to take driver's ed. So it's just like, I was not able to get my license, but it's like I always found a way, you know? I went and spoke with the teacher. I told him my sob story. I told him I'd work really, really hard. I was like, listen, I need a license. Like, you know, I faced other obstacles, but I didn't find, like, I always accept the challenge, you know? Like, when I crashed my car, I stayed home the rest of that day. The very next day I was at work. I didn't cry about it. I didn't ask my mom for money. I didn't ask my dad for money. I took my ass back to work and I started all over from zero. All right, I had like $100 in my bank account, but what the fuck is $100? So how did you start your business and what made you invest? Okay, so I'm getting there. So after getting my body done the second time and making loads of money from like the strip club and stuff and traveling the world, I'm like, I was like, I'm lonely. I'm bored. I was just like, I was tired of doing things by myself. You know, I lived by myself. I was traveling the world by myself. Like, I was lonely. I don't have any friends down here in South Jersey. Like, all my friends are back home in Mercer County in Central Jersey. Like, I didn't have a boyfriend. I was just like, So I realized to myself, I'm like, you know what, Tia? Like, you can't live the rest of your life being a dancer. You have to invest your money. Like, you have all this cash. Like, you can't just live off of cash. You know, if you have a cash paying job, how are you going to file taxes? Like, you can't just live off of cash. You have to invest your money. So one day, it was the day that I had met my partner, the original Tokyo Drift. I had met her. We were hanging out. It was her birthday, actually. And I saw her. And she had these lashes on. And I was like, bitch, where did you get those lashes? And she told me, oh, I get it from here. And I'm like, how much did you pay for those lashes? And then she was like, $50. I was like, girl, bye. I am not paying $50 for some lashes. She was like, well, that's the difference between yours and mine. And I'm like, oh, the shade. But then I'm like, you know what? You're right. Because your lashes are popping AF. Like, lashes were the bomb. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm about to sell some lashes in the mall. Like, I used to sell hair straighteners in the mall. I was like, I'm going to sell lashes in the mall. And that's what I did. And that's pretty much how I started. It's so cute. My girlfriend, Angie, the girl that I traveled the world with, she's actually in Colombia right now getting her surgery done. She's at the same doctor I'm at.
Oh, hello?
Yo, I'm on YouTube Live right now. I'm on YouTube Live. I created a channel. No, I can't turn it off. What happened? All right, bye. No, it's actually really funny because I pretty much convinced all my girlfriends to get their body done. Like, all of my girlfriends. Like, that girlfriend that just called me, she's in Colombia right now. She's at the same recovery house, went to the same doctor, and is getting the same surgery right now. Like, I was like, listen, girl, you're going to be popping. Go and get that done. So it's just cute that she called me while I was on live talking about it. How I got the name Jasmine Black. Well, I always like to emphasize the fact that I'm Black because nobody believes that I'm Black. And Jasmine's my stripper name. It was actually a girlfriend of mine that picked it out because originally I wanted my name to be Melanie Green. And why it was Melanie Green is because Melanie was the name of a girl that bullied me from like 2nd grade to like the 5th grade. She was just obsessed with me. Like, she was just obsessed with me. Like, she's some little girl just obsessed with me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to name my stripper name Melanie. and I'm gonna own that shit. Like, but then my girlfriend at the club, she was like, that's not cute. Melanie Green, like, what the fuck, Melanie Green? She's like, you could be a Jasmine. How about you be Jasmine? I was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. And I was like, I gotta be Black Jasmine or Jasmine Black. I gotta put Black in there because people don't be believing I'm Black. So when people ask me, I'm like, hello, it's in my name, like, because I'm Black. Anyway, so that's where Jasmine Black came from. So, and that's how I started selling the lashes, was I saw them on someone else and I'm like, yo, those lashes are popping, like really popping. And that's what brings me here today. So now I own 2 businesses. There was a lot of ups and downs with opening that kiosk too. Not opening it, but the partnership in general. Just some business advice. If you're going to open up a business, do not get a business partner. If you're going to open up a business, do not do it. Take a loan out from the bank. Like, you don't use a business partner. Do not do it. Do not get a business partner. There's a reason why I don't have a business partner anymore. There's a reason why the name from my company went from Glitz and Glam to Mink by Jasmine Black. Like, there's a big reason why. Don't ever get a business partner. Don't do it. If you're going to run a small business, you don't need a business partner. If you're going to run a large business, something where, like, you know, you don't need to be there, like opening up a hotel or something, then yeah. But a small business like that, no. How much did your body cost? The first time it was like $7,000, and the second time it was like $8,000. So it depends on like and then my braces cost me $5,000. So that's why when I'm always like, oh, I got $20,000 worth of work, it's because my braces cost $5,000. I was gonna get veneers. It's the same thing. Getting veneers or getting braces, like, that's still, you know, an investment on your body. Like, veneers are like $5,000 or braces are like $5,000. I should have went with the veneers because I'm tired of these braces, especially because they're clear. They stain so easily. So yeah, Colombia was actually a lot cheaper. So I went to 2 places to get my body done. I went to Colombia, you know, in South America. That was the first place I went. And then the second place I went was the Dominican Republic. Your braces were $150. I had to pay out of pocket. Everything I have to pay out of pocket. So it's annoying. Yeah, so that's pretty much a little background of me, my life story there. Probably missed a few things, but that's pretty much the general idea. I had them, but for 5 years. I better not have these for 5 years because I will go to my orthodontist tomorrow, get them taken off, and fly to Colombia next week and get veneers on. Oh, you want to start a business? My advice on starting a business, start a business with something that you like to do. Because if it's something that you don't like to do, you're not going to like doing it. Like, there's a saying, you know, find something you love doing it and find a way to make money while you're doing it. And that's when you'll never work again. So I think my next video that I'm going to talk about is I'm going to show you guys my surgeries. So I'm going to go and put on the thing that you have to wear after surgery, and I'm going to show you guys pretty much a life in a day of getting surgery. I'm going to talk about all the pros and cons. I'm just going to talk about pretty much everything I went through to get surgery. Like, was it scary? You know, the flight process. First of all, they don't speak English. I didn't even do any research, honestly. My girlfriend came over. She's like, let's get our body done. I was like, cool. We booked our flight literally 2 days later and then paid our deposit for the surgery. I didn't do any research. I was just like, let's go. Let's go. Like, I was with it. Did you get your stomach done? Because I want that. Yeah, full body lipo. Hey, Purple Haze. Full body lipo basically means that, like, they suck out the fat from everywhere on your body. So, like, I had it sucked out of my face. I had it sucked out of my neck. I had it sucked out of my arms. That's why I look pretty small next to my chest. I had it sucked out of my back. I had it sucked out of my legs. I had it sucked out of my stomach. Do you have to have great credit to start a business? It doesn't have to be great, but it has to be decent. It's like, you know, moving into an apartment complex, you know, they check your credit to see if you can actually, you know, afford it and pay it. You know, they just check your credit history to check things about you and on you. Everything shows up on your credit history. That's actually how I got good credit, because when I was 17 years old, me and my boyfriend actually moved out. I forgot to mention that. So me and my boyfriend moved out, and we lived together for like 3 years. And there was a bill in my name. I think it was Comcast or something. I had one bill in my name for like 3 years. And it was just on auto pay. And I never really knew about it. So for 3 years, I was paying the Comcast bill in my name. So when I went to apply for a credit card at TD Bank, like, I was approved for like $8,000. Like, I used my credit card to pay for my surgery. Like, I didn't use any of my money. Matter of fact, I still didn't even pay all that shit off. I literally had like $3,000 left to pay, and then I maxed out the credit card again on something else. So, yeah. How much was that, and can you put fat in other places? Yeah, so that's actually what a BBL is. A BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. So they'll suck out the fat from all places of your body, and they'll either just take it out and like throw it away, or they'll inject it into, like, you can get it injected into your lips. You can get it injected to certain parts of your legs. Most people get it injected into their butt. And that's what I did. I got the fat from like my arms, my back, my neck, my face, injected into my butt. Like, what doctor I've been researching by IDK, who to go. I actually have a lot of like favorite doctors, like a whole lot of favorite doctors. Like, the particular doctors I went to, they were cool, but there's a lot of other doctors that I will recommend. So I'm actually going to end this live, and I'm going to go and put on the thing and then do another live just talking about my surgeries. Anyway, Shop Mink by Jasmine Black. You guys know I have a kiosk in Cherry Hill Mall and King of Prussia Mall. I'm going to end this now. So that was just an intro to me. Bye, you guys. I'll be back. Give me like 20 minutes. I'm going to do the next live about surgeries. I have to go put that thing on. Let us know before you go on live again on Instagram and Facebook. I will.